Good afternoon, YouTubers. Just wanted to bring you up to date and show you, as promised, the Tesla coils that I built. If you remember in the last video, this is the coil that I was winding on the winding machine. Finished up, and it turned out really good. This is another one that I wound. It's got a 3D printed base on it, and number 12 solid wire insulated for the primary. So of course this is secondary, and then here's the Tesla coil. It's finished with a printed base, the number 12 wire, and then number 28 gauge magnet wire, 700 winds on all three of these, and then a top load that is connected to the one side of the secondary. The other side of the secondary is connected to a Slayer exciter that I built, and the primary, of course, is connected to the Slayer exciter. It's all a mess of wires, but this is the Slayer exciter, which you really can't make it out too much, but this is a TIP31C, and the schematic on that is right here. It's just a rough draft of the schematic. That's it right there, and the top load is connected right here. So you've got two diodes, 1N4007s, and then your TIP31C, and then a 50K resistor, and then 12 volts going to it, and your secondary is connected between right here, primary right here, and to power. And this other one here is setting up a FET, but it doesn't work yet, and I think it's because of the diodes and high resistance on the resistor. So I'm going to have to rework that a little bit, but this one does work. So let me show you a few other things. Two other circuits I made. This is the FET that got off the internet, and I got to figure a few things out on it yet. This is another FET, which it doesn't work. This came out of a mosquito, like a tennis racket mosquito killer, and it does work. It pulses. This is a glass gap, basically. It serves the purpose of two electrodes being close together, and it's got a gap in between the glass here. So it causes a surge from the capacitor, which pulses the primary and inducts into the secondary. So let me show you. This thing does work on the Slayer exciter. Got a broken fluorescent bulb here. It's not connected to anything, so it's broken. The gas is still inside this though, still good. So as you can see, hold it close to the top load or let it go on the top load, it does light. And it also turns on my touch lamps, turns them on and off, which is sort of weird. So if I pull my hand away from it, it lights up better. You get close, it dims down. Also found that pure copper put on top of it and if it stays there, it'll light up better. So I guess it collects some of the energy and forces it back into the bulb. There we go. So that's that one. I made this. It's an LED, two LEDs wired together in parallel, and it's got two diodes connected to it. One feeding and one, it's like a positive and negative, and it just barely lights the diodes, or the light emitting diodes, LEDs. You can just barely see it. And this is another one that I made. It's 12 LEDs, and the top one is red, the middle is yellow, the bottom is green. There's 4 in each one of these. The top one just barely lights. It's going to take more energy to light all 12 of these LEDs. You can just barely see it turn red, and there the lamp just went out. Their lamp just came back on. The lamp. See, all I have to do is touch this and the lamp turns on and off, which I thought was a little weird. Well, that's that. And then I've got a magnet here. You put the bulb back on and just barely touch the bulb and it lights up all of them. I guess it causes the energy to even out inside the bulb. Now I don't get much spark off this thing. I've only got 12 volts going to it, and it's probably not balanced exactly right yet, but once I figure it all out, I think I'll get it better. And probably the next step is I'm going to be going ahead and putting higher voltages to it. I'm planning on putting 12 to 15,000 volts to the primary. I think then I'll be able to get some spark off the top load for the secondary, and I'm sure it'll be lighting the LEDs at that point. But it's just experiments I'm doing. Also want to see with the higher voltages if this one will transmit into this one and get power out of this one here. And then I'm going to do tests as far as how far away. See, it does affect this one a little bit just by touching that one. It's causing the bulb to dim down and turning my lamp on and off. That's pretty weird. And in the other room I can turn lamps on and off. Of course they are touch lamps, but I mean it works that from that distance. And I'll probably end up making a larger version of this, maybe a 4-inch pipe, a PVC, and a much larger top load, and then connect the secondary actually to a physical ground, and then the top load, of course, the other end of the secondary, just to see what that does, if I get any differences out of it. And I'm also going to turn some sheet metal. I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to turn some sheet metal and form it into a ball, make 2 halves, solder them together to make a round top load to see what effects that has on it as well. Well, this is as far as I've gotten on this project, but the Coil Wander does a great job. Just got to be patient with it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching.